Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tune. Today we're going to pick up another Honda Civic. This one got listed today on Facebook Marketplace for 800 bucks. Try to overlay a picture of the ad. I like to do that just because a lot of people are like, man, where are you getting all these good deals? But anyways, this ad says the car does not run, or it runs but doesn't run, something like that. $800, and it says it's clean. It doesn't have any rust. It says it's clean with no rust. So we're gonna go check it out, see how bad it really is. I'm actually going to the shop right now to get my enclosed trailer. I don't have a winch in my trailer, so hopefully this guy can like help me push it into the trailer. It's just a Civic, it shouldn't be that bad to push, but yeah, I'm curious to go pick this thing up and see if it's worth 800 bucks. Maybe we can get it running pretty easily and flip it, make some money, or have another EK sedan. This will be my fourth one in my possession at the moment, if I end up getting it. So we'll see. I'm gonna hook up my trailer, we'll get driving down there, and cut to the next clip of seeing how bad this thing really is. All right guys, so we just got back to the shop. I picked up this $800 Civic, and it is a 4-door sedan. And it's actually pretty clean, especially for a Wisconsin car. Pretty much all the other Civics I have are all from down south, but like this one doesn't really even have much rear quarter rust. It's got this little spoiler thing on the back window. It's an LX. I noticed it had a set of max peating rod coilovers, and it's got some aftermarket rear lower control arms as well. There is, however, a little bit of surface rust on this side, but pretty minor. It's pretty dirty, obviously, like the windows and stuff like that. It's probably been sitting for a little while because the guy said it didn't run. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can get this thing running. I just actually had a buddy at the farm help me push it into the shop, and haven't really dove into it yet. But when I was at the guy's house buying it, he attempted to try to start it for me. And it kind of cranked, but like when he cranked it, like the lights and stuff got a little weird. And I immediately thought to myself, maybe this is just a grounding issue. But he said the battery's probably pretty low too. So we're gonna throw a jump pack on it to start and see if it runs with a jump pack, but I might address the grounding issue right away, just because I bought this car actually, and it also had like a weird wiring issue, and it was like, it turned out to be like mainly just the battery ground, the one that comes off the battery and goes right to here. And the people that I got this car from went as far as putting a switch panel in it to power all the stuff, like the fuel pump, the ECU, all that stuff, which was completely unnecessary, and it was when it was just a ground issue. So that's how I got a score on this thing. I paid 1,500 bucks for this car with a B16 in it, and I paid $800 for this thing with a, you know, Y7. So it's a pretty stock D16. So we're gonna try to attempt to see what's going on with the ground here, because you can already see there's quite a bit of corrosion on the negative terminal here, and this battery ground down here is really, it doesn't look the best. It looks pretty dirty. So clean the paint off of that ground and then reattach it, throw a jump pack on it, see what happens. This has like a really big power wire for the it looks like maybe some subwoofer wiring or something. But it's loose, so I'll probably take that completely off, because who knows if that's causing any sort of weird draw. I should actually pop the trunk and see if there's a system in this thing, or if the wiring is just going somewhere. But the interior's not too bad either. The seats are in really good shape. I'm not really a fan of the tan interior, but hey. It also has a double-din stereo. Yeah, no subwoofers, unfortunately, but looks like got some pretty big. Holy crap! This is like an anaconda ground wire. Holy cannoli! I wonder where the power wire's at. Well, since we don't know, we're going to just unhook it from the battery for now. Give you guys a quick look at this side. All the doors shut really nice. You can tell this car probably has not been in an accident either. A lot of people are like, oh, give me the Carfax and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can literally tell by looking at like the fender fitment and stuff like that, if this thing's ever been clobbered. And it looks really good. And I kind of dig this purple. Whatever color this is, purple something. So, another thing that I wanted to mention too, is there is actually quite a bit of oil down here. And I don't know if I made a video, one of the last, I bought a sedan probably like 8 months ago that also didn't run, and I brought it into the shop and I started it and it ran. And it actually blew the heater hose below the distributor. And when the hose got hot, it would spray coolant up into the distributor, causing it to misfire and do all sorts of weird stuff. And there's also, I don't know if it's oil or if it's coolant that's under the distributor on this one as well. And I would honestly assume it's coolant because, well, it's definitely low on coolant. So I haven't checked the oil yet. We should probably do that. Oof. You guys will have to take my word for it, barely being on the dipstick. So, not much oil in it, or coolant. So we're off to a really good start. So, I'll give you guys a glimpse of what it's doing currently. This has got cruise control, and it's a 5-speed. This shifter though, first is in California. Second is in Australia. Or not Australia. Maybe Australia. Antarctica. Third's at the North Pole. Fourth is in, I don't know, somewhere down by Antarctica. Fifth, New York. You know, if California's over here, New York is over here. I don't know. Anyways, it needs a shifter because this shifter is loosey-goosey. But let's see what it does when I turn the key. So it's really dim. You guys saw just how the lights came on just now. I'm gonna take the ground off the battery and I'm gonna clean the surface where it goes. And I'm also going to take the subwoofer power off of the battery. So take this white thing off, clean that ground, and then we'll try again and see what the lights look like. Alright guys, so I got the ground reinstalled after cleaning to bare metal. Could try to clean some of these off. Ooh, this one's actually loose. Let's just tighten that one quick. Okay, so that one was loose. There should be one on the transmission down there somewhere, but I think our battery ground is clean enough to make up for it. So let's see what the lights look like now when we turn the key. Still same story. Pretty dim. Okay. Maybe the battery is toast. Let's throw a jump pack on it. The main relay was clicking a bunch too, so that tells me that the battery's probably pretty low. Alright, jump pack engaged. Oh, please don't have a rod knock or something. Nice and bright. Check engine light flashes on and off. Oof. We might have not gotten too lucky on this one, guys. It sounds out of time. Hang on, let me give it a little throttle. It's kind of wanting to pop. Okay. So the fact that it's stumbling and it's actually like trying to start, we could double check the firing order, but I'm assuming maybe the timing jumped a tooth. I'm gonna pull this little cover off real quick and we'll check and see if the cam timing is lined up. All right guys, so I took the 2 bolts out on the upper timing cover here, and I can't weasel the timing cover out of there without taking the valve cover off. And I went to go pull the spark plug wire out of it, and they're literally stuck. I can't get the spark plug wires out. I literally can't. What the fudge? I can't get a single one of them out. Holy crap. I've never had spark plug wires stuck like this. I literally can't pull them out. I'm gonna have to get a pliers and twist a bunch. What the fudge? I've literally never had spark plug wires stuck in a cylinder head. This thing's just been neglected. Look at this. The wire is literally stuck inside the dang, never had this before. Let's try this one. Holy crap. Holy crap. I've never had a spark plug wire this stuck. What the heck, dude? Well, I got the valve cover bolts out. The spark plugs I took off of the distributor, and I'm gonna try to pull the valve cover with the plug wires. I don't know how that's gonna work, but they're still stuck in there. The wire's yanked right out of the end right here, and this one is like super stuck down in there. I don't even know how I'm gonna get this freaking valve cover off, but I'm gonna grab a pry bar. I literally don't know how I'm gonna get this off. All right, I think I got this side started to separate. There we go. Holy crap, I can't get the cover off. This is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever had a Honda with a stuck valve cover. Holy crap. Oh man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just gonna keep prying it off, I guess. Good thing this engine's only worth like $20. Because it ain't got no oil in it or nothing anyway. Wow, I gotta get a bigger bar. Timing belt's still intact. I'm prying from the cam here because there's no other place to pry. Oh, got one of the spark plug wires. Cap's off. There we go, got the valve cover. Wow, you see how stuck this gasket is? Holy crap. Well, the spark plug wires are still stuck down in here. I'm gonna have to continue prying these damn things out of here. Wow, who'd have thought, dude? How in the world did the spark plug wires get stuck? I don't know how I'm gonna get them off. Just twist and pull, I guess. Keep twisting, keep pulling. Oh my Lanta, dude. Look at that. It broke in another spot. Now it's stuck down in there even farther. Holy crap. All right guys, so getting a little bit frustrated with this thing because it's such a simple issue turning into a kind of a big deal. I'm letting the spark plugs soak overnight. I just got each spark plug hole filled with penetrating oil, and if I can find a plug end, pretty much all of them just snapped right off. When I tried to pull them off, they would just break. They're just really brittle. Here's an example. This is one that I got out the most, and it's just all chewed up and it looks like it got really hot. But I still don't have the end that's onto the 5/8 part of the spark plug. That's this cylinder right here. I don't know if I'll be able to get the rest of it off. I'm gonna have to do some thinking on this overnight and let the penetrating oil soak all the plug wires. But yeah, I did not expect this coming into this project. I figured it'd be something simple, but And it probably is something simple, but it's actually becoming a larger issue, which is kind of funny, you know. Be careful before you quote somebody for spark plug wires on a 1999 or 2000 Honda Civic, because who knows how hot this thing got for the spark plug wires to melt themselves into the tube like they are. This does remind me of a Bible verse that I want to share with you guys. It's John 13:7. Jesus answered and said to him, "You don't understand now what I'm doing, but it will be clear enough to you later." So yeah, I don't understand why these things are melted in here, but hopefully after a good night rest, come back out here tomorrow and try to get these wires off, and then figure out what we're gonna do from there. Put new wires on, check the timing. I haven't even bothered checking the timing yet. So, but yeah, we'll pick up with you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, it's the next day, and I'm out at the shop. I let the spark plug wires soak with penetrating oil overnight, and I ended up getting them out. So this is the pieces that was stuck. These are the pieces that were stuck down in the spark plug tube. So that's what's left of the spark plug wire. What I did is I took a needle nose, and I grabbed this piece right here, and I was able to keep twisting and twisting and twisting, and then I just kind of shoved it up and down like this, and eventually it popped out. So now I have to clean the remaining rubber and stuff that's still stuck down in the tube. So I'm going to try to get all that cleaned out, and then I got a new set of spark plugs for it. Here is what the old spark plugs look like. You can see all the plastic from the wire still kind of stuck on there. Pretty gross. So I'm going to get new plugs thrown in it, try to clean out the debris in the spark plug holes, and I went to the junkyard, and I just grabbed these spark plug wires off of another Civic at the junkyard. They were $5 instead of 40, because I don't even know if this engine runs. I'm not going to spend 40 bucks on wires. I'm just going to get something that works for now. So went to the junkyard. All right, new spark plugs and junkyard spark plug wires. Let's see if it runs. I'm just going to crank it over real quick. If it fires, I'm going to shut it off right away, and I'll put the valve cover back on. But if it doesn't start, I'm going to have to inspect the timing belt and probably the distributor. Well, it started, kind of. All right, put the valve cover back on. What do you think? She's gonna run, buddy? You think she's gonna start? What do you think? Is your car gonna go vroom vroom? Vroom vroom. Is it gonna go vroom vroom? All right, I did just start it off camera, and it idled really high, but I forgot I didn't put this bracket back on to hold the throttle cable, and it was actually pulling the throttle open slightly. So let's try it again and see if it runs for a little while. Actually sounds pretty smooth, and it's like there's no oil in it, so that's a pretty good sign. All right, so I just topped it off with oil, about 1.5 quarts low, and I went to top off the antifreeze, the coolant, and noticed that it started pouring water out of this hose right here. You could probably see it if I maybe I'll add some coolant so I'll show you guys, but pretty much what happens is this hose on the bottom side has a rip in it. I can feel it with my finger. This same exact hose on my last car with a D16Y7, this same exact hose broke in the same exact spot. And all I did is cut it to where the hose was good and then shove it back on. So that's what I'm gonna do here, is I'm gonna cut off the part that's ripped, plug on the hose that's good, and that'll fix that leak, and then we'll actually be able to let it run. All right, got the coolant all topped off, or I just put water in it for now because I don't know if it's leaking anywhere else. I took the distributor off and fixed the hose that was ripped. So I just cut this section of hose off that was bad, and the remaining hose behind it was still good. So you can see the split in the hose there. So yeah, quick fix to see if anything else is wrong with this thing. Well, unfortunately, I just cranked it over, and as it was cranking, I left the radiator cap off, and it was just geysering right out of that radiator, which makes sense because this thing probably got really hot with that coolant leak probably, and it explains all the white like dust on the timing belt. That could be just coolant from the water pump or the head seeping. It probably needs a head gasket. All right, guys, so I said when I cranked it over, it was just shooting coolant out of the radiator, and it probably wasn't doing that as much before because it had the leak in the heater hose. Now that I put the cap on it and I fired it up, literally the car ran for like 10 seconds, and this upper hose is like a rock. So one of these hoses is probably gonna burst again if I keep running it. It needs a head gasket, unfortunately, because I don't know, it's not hot, so I can maybe try to see how bad this is. I'm kind of scared. So I'll crank it over real quick just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So obviously, even with a dead battery, just like cranking it one revolution, you could see the amount of water that just poured right out of there. Damn, that sucks. I'll probably just run it with no coolant in it and leave the cap off so it doesn't over pressurize anything, and then figure out if I want to swap in a different motor or if I want to keep this one and just put a head gasket in it. I'm not really sure. I feel like it's probably more work to put a head gasket in this motor than it is to swap it. All right, we're gonna run it and see if we can just drain the coolant out of it real quick. Or it's just water. But yeah, once it runs, it's probably gonna just shoot like crazy. Keep your eye by the radiator. Holy fuck. There we go. She's running. It took a couple cranks to seal the head gasket back up. It's actually kind of surprising how smooth it runs for clearly having compression blowing right into the radiator. See if the alternator's any good. Oh, it smells really sweet out of the exhaust. All right, so I got the car pushed outside. Well, I actually drove it outside. It runs good. The bottom end is healthy, but clearly it needs a head gasket, and I would consider putting one in, but I don't know like how bad the head's warped and stuff like that, because this thing looks like it clearly got really hot by how stuck the plug wires were inside of it and everything like that. I don't know if I really want to gamble with this motor or if I should. There's actually the junkyard I was at today. There's another Y7 there. And I can probably get the complete swap for like 200 bucks. The tranny and the motor. And then maybe do like a little build series with it and put like rods and pistons in it and do a non-VTEC single cam. I don't know. I gotta do something with it at this point because I gotta fix it regardless. The head gasket's roached. So let me know what you guys think you want to see with it. It's a pretty clean sedan. It's got power steering and like air conditioning and everything. So I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but it was still probably a pretty decent deal. You guys, like I said, will have to let me know what build we should do with it. But one of them marketplace finds. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. This time, not so much. So thanks for watching. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. God bless, and thanks for watching.